Hello everyone and welcome back to Piano Secrets. In this video I will be teaching you how to start improvising by using the blues scale and a walking bass line. The first thing that you should know is the blues scale. The blues scale is an F, an A flat, a B flat. And then if we put the thumb under, we have the B, C, E flat and F. After you get that, the next step is trying to play that scale applying what we call the swing rhythm. The swing rhythm, it comes from the triplets. So if you do like this any note, just say you start on F and you do 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. That is a triplet fill and we're gonna use it. But what we do is the one and the two, they are blend in and we play on the three. So we do 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So if you want to start doing the swing rhythm within the scale, you will do this. And then what you do is try to play the scale in that sequence with that kind of rhythm. And it's important you count. So the rhythm is one of the most important things in this type of music, so it's important that you always count. The other thing is, like, you might be asking, how can I make things up? Well, it's very simple. I think that if you take an approach and use intervals, you could start improvising a lot. So let's say, for instance, from F to the next note, we have an A flat here, and it's a third. So when you improvise, you could start using those two notes. Or even one note. Let's say if I have this. The improvisation is coming from the rhythm and not from the notes. Now, if I try to apply a rhythm and use two notes, a third, I have that. Now, that means you could use a third. I could also use a fourth to B flat, a little bit more distance, so I could go from F to B flat. And then go descending to A flat and F. I could go from F to the fifth note, which is C, and then use the scale descending. I could use an ornament, what we call. So to approach C, I could play the note right next to it and make it and see what it sounds like. I could go from F to E flat, and then descending through the scale, and I could use also an octave. So that means I could go and use all the intervals. I could go from F to A flat, from F to B flat, from F to B, from F to C, from F to E flat, and from F to F. And also I could pivot the notes and go backward. Okay, now all there is to it is to start applying rhythm. So I could start improvising, which is the right hand, and start doing this. And that's all we have. There are many possibilities because we could pick any note and then go a third. So I could do the same. I could pick A flat and go, let's say, a second. So I'm doing a second, I'm doing a third here. I could go a fifth. I could do a sixth. I could do anything. So I could go from B flat, see? I could go from C to E flat. So any interval, any combination will work with those notes, and then what you have to do is start implementing the rhythm that I explained at the beginning, the swing rhythm. So it'd be this. So, and then you could start counting and start putting this all over the keyboard. So you could start here. The other thing is you could repeat the same note. As long as we always play on the end of the rhythm, that means one and, so it's one and, one and. So it's right there, it will make it jump. So we discussed about the intervals, so we could play a third, a fourth, so we could go there. So if I play too many intervals and too many leaps, you will get this. So that's too wide. So what we need to do is combine the blues scale with sometimes doing a little step. So that means I will go all the way up here. So I'm using the blues scale, and then to go back, I could go and do the interval there. So I could use an opening and then use the scale back and forth. I hope this is clear to you. If you want to start improvising, you could start doing the rhythm, maybe marking it 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the other thing, sometimes you could use the chromatic scale combined with it. So that means if you have the F like this, you could also use the chromatic scale, which is like this. All the notes, and you could use those as a passing tone. For instance, if I have F, I could use this E even though if it's not part of the scale. I could use the E flat and even a D. Okay, if you say you could use it for any of the notes, I could also use it for B, for A, and I could use it for C. And if I add 2 more notes, it's okay. The next step will be combining the chromatic scale and the blues scale together. So sometimes I might play this, and all of a sudden make an ornament. Come up with an ornament. Okay. The other thing is that you could start adding the Leffians. So let me show you. For instance, if I play this, when I play that, I'm substituting the beat by doing what we call a walking bass line. And the walking bass line, you could improvise it too, but if you are just starting, I recommend just learning the notes on the left hand and then be more free on just the right hand. So that means if you have this, I will learn this first. So I will learn my notes on the left hand, and what I will do is play it very slowly. I know that we always outlining chords there, but if basically you could learn this one and then try to improvise. If it's too difficult to combine it, we'll just improvise with the right hand alone. But I'm gonna play it slowly so you can see it. now you have the right hand scales and also you have the bass line. Okay, now how we start combining this? Well, you have to always try to play in between. So say if I pick a F, I will go with the left hand first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that none of those F I played on the beat and they're played on the end. So we have 1, 2, 3, So that's how you start putting it together. You could add 2 notes, let's say here, and you go. So you do. And you just repeat that pattern. If I go too slow, you could see it there. So I could match there on the line. Whole blues scale. You could come up with any line. The other thing is that you could add all the values from classical music. That means you could add quarter notes, which would be 1. You could add eighth notes. In this case, we're doing the swing eighth notes. You could add triplets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You could add 16 notes. So, quarter notes. That would be a quarter note. So, let's do quarter notes. And you could do it on the end. 1 and. Let's do eighth notes. Triplets. Notes. So then it's only knowing the note that I'm going to start, where I'm going to. Let's say if I have an F and I go all the way up to F. Do I want to pick a split? Do I want to pick, let's say, from here to here, go straight forward? Or use the scale to get me there? Or do you want to go with an arpeggio? And instantly you see the next note coming in and the next note coming in. It always starts from pointing that I'm going to go from F to E flat. And then after I approach it, how am I going to get there? Well, I could do this. Right? And then I say, well, what do I hear? What do I want to go? So then I do that. I hope this is clear to you, and if you enjoy it, subscribe. Thank you very much.